So, the Sabbath is a day of rest commanded by God. But have you ever asked yourself what it truly means for our spiritual lives today? So, in Jeremiah chapter 17, verses 19 to 27, God commanded the people of Judah and Jerusalem not to carry any load on the day of Sabbath. So they were not supposed to bring burdens through the gates of Jerusalem, nor were they expected to work, but they were supposed to keep the Sabbath holy. As I meditated on this passage, I believe the Holy Spirit revealed a deeper spiritual lesson. So the Sabbath is not just about refraining from physical work. It's about laying down the burdens that only God can carry or only God can handle. It's about surrendering control and resting in the Father's hands instead of trying to help God to accomplish what only He can do. Spiritually speaking, every day should be lived with the attitude of the Sabbath. Every day should be lived in resting in God's perfect plan. How often do we carry burdens that God never asked us to carry? We carry anxiety about tomorrow. We carry fear about our future. We carry the weight of unanswered prayers. We worry, overthink, and become discouraged because we feel that God is silent. But God's silence does not mean his absence. Many times, as we are busily worrying, God is actually working behind the scenes. But our responsibility is not to carry the burden. Ours is to trust Him, worship Him, and be faithful with what He has entrusted into our hands. So, in Deuteronomy chapter 5, God reminded the Israelites to keep the Sabbath because He had delivered them from slavery in Egypt. And this teaches us something profound. Resting in God means believing in the freedom He has given you. So, if He has delivered you from fear, you do not continue to live in fear. If He has delivered you from lust, you leave it behind. If He has delivered you from guilt or self condemnation, you leave those burdens behind. The Sabbath reminds us to stop carrying what God has already removed. But resting in God also means embracing His discipline. I read this in Jeremiah chapter 17, verses 23 and 24. God reminded Israel that the ancestors refused to listen or submit to his discipline. Sometimes we mistake God's work for his silence. We become overwhelmed because we focus more on the pressure than on the purpose. We want God to remove every difficult situation immediately, but sometimes the very situation we are praying against is the tool God is using to shape Christ's character within us. God is more interested in transforming us than simply making us comfortable. The psalmist declared in Psalm 27, though an army besiege me, my heart will not fear. Though war break out against me, even then I will be confident. Notice that the battle had not disappeared. The confidence came because God was present. I continue to read. Many of our discouragements come from focusing only on the inconvenience instead of trusting that God is working through it for His glory and for our good. When you continue to carry worry, fear, bitterness, or impatience, you are carrying a burden God never intended for you to bear. The Sabbath is God's invitation to lay down those burdens down. The Sabbath is a season of pruning. It is a season of discipline. It is a season of transformation. Think about your everyday life, your workplace, your school, your marriage, your parenting, your ministry, even the difficult people God allows into your life. These are often the very tools God uses to produce the fruit of the Holy Spirit within you. If God allows difficult people into your life, perhaps He is teaching you unconditional love. If your work is demanding, perhaps He is developing faithfulness, diligence, and endurance. If you are waiting for marriage, a child, healing, or a breakthrough, perhaps He is producing patience, perseverance, and complete dependence on Him. Do not despise these seasons. embrace them, view them through the lens of the Sabbath. God is still in control. He has never lost control. He is working even when you cannot see Him. So, spiritually, every day should be lived with the heart of the Sabbath, not by carrying burdens, but by resting in God's sovereign care while faithfully doing what He has entrusted to you. Today, I want to encourage you. Lay down your burden. Stop trying to carry what belongs to God. Trust His timing. Submit to His discipline. Rest in His promises because the God who began the work in you in your life is faithful to complete it. May you learn to live every day with the heart of the Sabbath. God bless you.